Hello, folks. We've got actually some fun stuff today, a little bit of spicy stuff from a shooting team that I would say is not really known for their shooting. That would be Team Taurus, which you probably didn't know Taurus had a team, but they do. I was aware of it just because sometimes you get to laugh at them. And man, we got Caleb Giddings is back in the mix. If you don't know who that is, that's the guy that he got into it with Paul Harrell and it like ended his YouTube career, and it's great. It's really good stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, so situation is this: a Team Taurus member named Little Matt. This is a guy that's one of the former Green Beret guys, former SWAT cop guy. He transitioned from that into kind of like faking. Well, not kind of. I mean, he faked his way to a GM card, kind of like Tony Cowden style, but like a budget Tony Cowden. You guys might remember that story where it's just fabricated scores and this whole deal. And well, and that guy's also a Green Beret as well. But Little Matt is kind of like a sort of a less severe version of Tony Cowden, kind of in every way imaginable, just less severe. There was a big blow up a couple years ago or a year ago, whatever. He got called out and almost got removed from USPSA, but they couldn't quite close the deal. There's a lot of people in USPSA that want the scores to be legitimate and care about that a lot. But most people in USPSA, to be honest, don't really care. They're there to shoot and have fun, improve their own shooting. As far as guys, cheating at this or that, or faking GM scores, like most of the sport, rightly or wrongly, they just don't care about it that much. So little Matt was allowed to stay in USPSA, and because of like that controversy that got generated around that, it actually landed him a spot at Team Taurus. That the team captain, or like with the guy making those decisions, Caleb Giddings. Again, that's the guy from the Paul Harrell dust up, the infamous situation with that. Okay, so this brings us to now. There's a match going on in Texas, and little Matt is up to his old tricks. That's where he shoots a gun for open, a gun with a comp, but then shoots it in a division that does not allow that, and just kind of hopes that nobody notices. He ended up getting caught. There was kind of a funny little DM exchange that somebody sent to me, and I posted it up to my Instagram so you can see the divisions there. He's telling the guy, "Don't hide behind a computer screen. I'll be there tomorrow." In Matt's story, it's like, "Oh, they put me in the wrong division." This kind of stuff. Like nobody's believing that. He had to confirm it at check-in. All right, so this brings us to today. Some people started complaining to Team Taurus, like, "Hey, why do you have this cheater guy on your team?" And by complaining to Team Taurus, I mean that would be Caleb Giddings. He's in charge of that thing. So we can go through that exchange and talk about it because I thought it was a little bit funny. What Caleb had to say about this, because what people say to him, who cares? But it's like what the Taurus rep had to say. This is what we should focus on. Oh, he says he was scored correctly in open minor. He decided to leave early. Oh, sorry, I forgot a crucial detail of the story. Little Matt ended up bombing the match and the classifier so badly that he just left because he was not doing very well. He was catching a lot of shit. And when he's not hiding behind a computer screen, he has to face people like face to face. Then it's like, oh, it's kind of a different situation. So he just ended up leaving the match. So a guy brought this to Team Taurus, and here's what Caleb had to say about it. He said he was correctly scored in open minor. He decided to leave early because one of Ben's little retards was trying to provoke him. That's what you're trying to make an issue about? Caleb went on to say, Matt, and there's more to this. Matt was not shooting a Taurus, but he's not contractually obligated to shoot a Taurus all the time. And put yourself in the shoes of a member of Team Taurus. You're only going to shoot that shit when you have to. And Matt's no different than that. He was not shooting a Taurus. So Caleb says Matt uses Taurus when his contract specifies he should use Taurus. which is IDPA matches, where he runs one of our 1911s in carry optics. I don't care if he occasionally shoots a staccato in USPSA matches because I didn't hire him to shoot USPSA. Now, there's layers to this about how stupid that is. Why would you hire little Matt to shoot at all? Why would you want him to shoot an IDPA? And why would you promote your gun in IDPA of all places? I mean, look, this is Taurus. They're going to make terrible fucking decisions, obviously, but it gives you a little insight into why that company sucks so hard. All right. Caleb had more to say. Anyone who follows Ben isn't worth paying attention to. Don't stress about it. I'm certainly not. Now, Caleb is getting a little stressed at this point as this public interaction is turning. He ends up deleting this whole thread and all these comments, by the way. Spoiler alert. He also said, initially, I made the mistake of thinking you were engaging in good faith. That was my mistake because I didn't initially clock you were one of Ben's dick riders. Great. Great stuff. So I posted that interaction to Instagram. It is fantastic to watch this kind of stuff. To watch, you're kind of like, well, I wonder why Taurus is so shitty, so irrelevant. Like, as far as their guns, like, they're pretty much just people you can laugh at. And this is why, because they have a guy like Caleb who's posting this kind of stuff. Anyway, that was just my read on this stuff. Let's go to your comments from the Instagram page. See what you guys had to say. Caleb calling me one of Ben's little retards is something I'd put on my resume. That's pretty good. Caleb started strong and then in the end cracked under pressure, kind of like a Taurus. That's good, yes. Taurus sponsored shooter shoots a staccato in the wrong division. Truly fascinating. Yeah, I mean, again, there's layers to this stuff. I'm pretty sure like Caleb hired Matt out of spite, like just out of like hatred for the, the people criticizing him. At this point, it's like he's trying to have a bad reputation. Come on, Caleb. Caleb out here still disappointing his father. That's a pretty good one. I did say that Caleb should have been a blowjob. I did have that to say. It's a little bit mean. Remember when Caleb got mogged by Paul Harrell, Pepperidge Farms, remembers? Yes, that was actually hilarious. Like the farewell video from Paul Harrell, he like made mention of Caleb, of the fight with him, and it like fucked up Caleb so bad that he was crying about it on Facebook, and all of his friends were like, oh, Caleb, Paul Harrell died. Are you okay? It was like that kind of stuff. It was great. Oh, I'm surprised I haven't gotten a notification inviting me to a Ben's Little Retards channel on here. You needed to step it up, Ben Steiger. Ben Steiger, does drama follow you around? Yeah, a little bit. I was today years old when I learned Taurus sponsors shooters. Like, it's great. Really surprised that someone for whom the price to buy their loyalty and endorsement is low enough that Taurus can afford to buy it isn't a paragon of truth and honesty and competition. Shocked beyond words, really. So good. Damn, the world is so small. Yeah, Eric took me hog hunting. Well, that's unrelated to this. So he leaves the match early because someone called him out for shooting an open gun in a different division. What a complete goober. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, it's good. It's good stuff. I know it's a little hard to follow if you don't follow the competitive shooting stuff, but it's great to see the Taurus idiots kind of putting their foot in their own mouths. Anyway, that's all I got for you folks. Hope you enjoyed it.